2. Doesn't he do 3, 2,
I think.
1? And we're live. Everybody, Osiris Middle MAGA, formerly known as Stuck in the Middle, still friendly to Stuck in the Middle, got an exclusive interview. I am really happy, really proud, and really grateful to have what I would consider a legendary memer. When you get your meme played on the stage by Don Dada, you have reached, in my opinion, legendary status. C3P meme. How are you feeling? What's good?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And this, I'm new to the whole meme stuff. And I'm learning how powerful it is. So you're kind of new to it also?
I'm about so July of 21 is when I first started. So fairly new, but not doing too bad.
Man, you're doing great for that, because I started my channel in 2020. So you're even a year younger, and it shows the power of memes. You've got millions of views, millions of hits on these memes. Now, I didn't even know, is it right to call these video clips memes?
So I've gotten a lot of backlash on that at times. I personally think a meme is video, picture, it doesn't matter. Some people think of a meme as only a picture with some words, I don't buy into that. I think a meme is anything that you can do to get your point across.
I think so too. And why even kind of haggle over semantics like that? Let's start this off while people are getting in. When I say that he's a meme maker, he's made one of the most viral, it's eye-catching, it's almost like nostalgic and so appropriate. The famous Trump and Son memes. I haven't even seen this one yet. Let's play this one real quick and then talk about how you got into it and all that stuff. Let's look at this. This is straight off his site. All the links are in the description. Please support. This one is called Preserve. Trump and Son.
Bing, bong, bong, bing, bing. I didn't come here to be insulted. Tell me where you go and I'll follow you there. What you doing here anyway?
I just came over to bring some of my homemade preserves.
Well, don't get it up there too close to your face, because we don't want to preserve that.
Shout out to the legendary
all celebrities
Red Fox.
are controlled.
So how did you get into that? Let me stop. I got the autoplay on. So that was the most recent, correct? Trump and Son meme?
Correct.
So tell me about, so how did you choose that one, the Preserve? How did you find it?
So to be honest with you, I'm getting that's episode 19 now. That show ran, I believe, 6 seasons, and then he had a Sanford spinoff that didn't have Lionel in it for, I think, 2 more, maybe 1.5 to 2 seasons. So it's slim pickings getting stuff now where, they're not, he had some early stuff with a neck brace on, makes it hard for me to do the head replacement, things like that, like arm in a sling. I really don't want to mess with that kind of stuff. So it's getting slim pickings, but that one, I love the show Sanford and Son. Love Red Fox. Was watching it, and I'd sit and try to get 2 to 3 episodes in every week or so, and every episode's got gold in it. So,
man, those are so. It just brings back. I think it's the perfect setting for these type of memes, because it brings back nostalgia to a time where I don't even know how to describe it, because I was born in 77 and Sanford and Son ended, I think, around 77.
Correct.
Even as a young person watching the syndicated reruns,
yep,
it's a show that's non-politically correct, but it was a time where no one really cared like that. Like, everybody could get a laugh out of whether it was All in the Family or Sanford and Son or the Jeffersons. So did you do that purposely to kind of tie those two together, or did it just happen?
I did. I was born in 73, so I'm very close to that. And I didn't watch it live, but watched the syndicated reruns at home, when I was sick or whatever, when I could during, office school or during the summer. I think today, if that played, I don't think it would be on the air. It would be definitely a cable TV show, not a a broadcast live TV show. But I did see a lot of similarities to the way Trump treats people and kind of the way that Red Fox did. You know, he hated everybody equally, right? he didn't care. So yeah, once I saw that the very first episode that I did, which is before I even thought it was going to be a series, I just saw the clip and knew it was gold.
Now, was that first one, the first one that I saw, it was so perfect. Was that the wino and a rhino?
Correct. Yeah.
Let's look at that real quick. It was so perfect. This is the first meme of Trump and Son that launched the whole series. And we're going to talk about this is not a simple thing. This is a labor of love. If you're just joining, we've got C3P meme on. He's had a meme played recently on the stage at a rally by Don Dada himself. Here's the first one that kicked it off.
Just what I needed now. A wino and a rhino.
If you don't follow politics or you don't know,
it's bad, Joe.
There's
terrible, actually.
Sorry, hold on.
Do you know you work for
We're going to get into some of the other memes, so just hold on. But if you don't know, if you don't follow, most people on the channel will know that allegedly former speaker into next year, she'll be former speaker, allegedly wino. And then Mitt Romney is also known as Rhino. So you're watching it, you're like, damn, that's that. It's almost like it was set up for you.
Oh, it was amazing. So a little backstory for this one. In May, I was just driving my tractor around my yard mowing the grass and hit some bumps and ruts and actually detached my retina. So I was, rushed into surgery the next day or so afterwards, and they fixed it. But due to that, I had to get a gas bubble put in my eye. So, and I could not look up for more than 5 to 10 minutes an hour. Had to sleep on my stomach, which I'm not a stomach sleeper. It was a nightmare. Don't recommend it to anybody. But in that time, I can't do anything. I can't really walk around the house. I'm stuck looking face down. I made this rig up to where I could have my laptop down and I could actually look and watch stuff. So that's where I just started finding some old TV shows that I wanted to visit for meme material. And Sanford and Son was one of those. So I'm kind of flipping through those videos and this scene comes on, and like my jaw dropped. I backed it up and had to listen to it like 5. Did he really say rhino and wino? Like, are you kidding me? And there were 2 characters there. I didn't even have to think of who those people would be. Like instantaneous, had the answer, no questions asked. So I actually made that with, and made everything between, May, any meme I released from May till mid-November, I did all that with one eye.
That's crazy. So you're doing the editing and all that with just one good eye, and your other eye's
no
like
depth
patched up?
Perception. Man. I mean, it's crazy. Like if you can just imagine, it's back now. I probably got what I would call probably 90% of my full vision back, which I'm so happy and so grateful for. It's a blessing because it could be a lot worse. But yeah, I'm sitting there watching that episode and I could not wait. Like I had my wife go grab my other mouse that I use exclusively for memes because it's got some more buttons on it that I tie in. And I started right away and had it done. I think it was 1 or 2 days.
So you're on the couch, you said, and going through sounds painful, all that. Mm-hmm. So what made you in the first place start your channel and get into memes in general?
So memes in general was, I really didn't follow. I mean, I'd seen them. I'd seen a lot of, everybody's seen the picture memes, right? The video always kind of intrigued me. With the 2020 election, I saw some great memes from like Carpe Dunktum, Mad Liberals, the like. So I started trying to find where these people post these things because I didn't know anything about Twitter. I didn't, I was on Facebook maybe, but and there wasn't a lot of those guys there due to the censorship. So I found Twitter, found some like-minded people that were putting these memes up, and really my main inspiration was, and he's a friend of mine now, Ramble Rants. He's a memer as well, and I saw his total hate for Anthony Fauci and the lockdowns and the vax and all that stuff. That is really, really what got me started. Was his hate for it. And it's funny, like fools come full circle. You know, I started memeing, got noticed by a couple people, got into some chat rooms, and actually got to meet him and I work with him all the time now.
That's dope. Now, at least some good can come out of Dr. Fauci and rallying us in our disapproval of the job he's done. Why do you think you mentioned censorship, and we'll play one of your Fauci ones since we brought him up. But you mentioned censorship. Why do you think they're so censorious on the topic of just a little old meme?
Yeah, so because I think they're so powerful. People love humor. People love, I call it quick and dirty, right? People's attention spans are zero anymore. They'll flip through it. So, some of my memes are longer, some are shorter. I think you'll find that little mix, and everybody has their preference, but under 2 minutes is gold.
Yeah, so you keep it short, concise, sweet. It's more powerful.
Correct.
I could do a 30-minute video, and a 30-second meme could say the same thing.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's true, but I think that's the reality of what we are in now, and that's why I believe memes are so powerful.
Yep, and we have to advance, and we have to kind of move on from things in the past, because in our society, people scroll through quickly, and everyone has a role to play. When we had the pandemic, we're still kind of going through it now. Which one? You mentioned one on here that had the Fauci. Which one was it?
So if you want to play my very, very, very first horrible meme, it's the total bottom 1-800-FU Tony. So
okay, let's do this.
There's some language in that one, but
so just for everyone, there's some language in here, but this is the first thing that started the whole. I mean, we're going to be looking back years from this. Like, this is the first one that started C3P memes reign. So let's look at this here.
Attention. Were you or one of your loved ones affected by the COVID-19
China
virus?
Fuck you, Tony!
You could help put the serial killer Tony Fauci behind bars. Just call 1-800-FU-TONY.
Fuck you, Tony!
We're doomed.
Oh, I did. So I haven't even seen. You don't use the little
Wednesday Senate Judiciary Committee hearing.
watermark at the end. Sorry.
I did and you'll see if you go back through kind of my history. I used that at the back end of most of those memes. I got away from it because once that was to get my name out. Once I kind of got out there, I kind of stopped using it because it takes. Again, people's attention span is very low. They call them outros. I don't use an outro very often anymore.
Yeah. But that was cool because I had never seen, that was the first time I saw that one. And then you have what's another good one to go to? Do you want to go to another Fauci one? Or? So
Fauci Fame is a little longer one, but it's more of a music video. It's under 2 minutes. I don't know how you want to play that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I want to show the work. Let's show off the work. I've not seen this one. Fauci Fame.
He's just a media creation.
We're joined now by Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
Tony Fauci has not been elected to anything. He's had the same job for nearly 40 years.
I'm a really old guy.
That means the majority of American voters never even indirectly picked him.
Fauci ouchie. Gain of function.
Fuck you, Tony!
People should not be walking around with masks. Let me just state for the record that masks are not theater.
You saw him throw out the first pitch in Washington, right? He is a better pitcher than he is at what he does.
We've just got to get people to step up and get vaccinated.
Fuck you, Tony!
attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Every time he goes on television, there's always a bomb.
You're really attacking not only Dr. Anthony Fauci, you're attacking science.
I saw your bobblehead today.
Did you like it? You do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. What we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals. Now is the time to do what you're told. Even if you are vaccinated, you should wear a mask. If in fact you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, you are protected, and you do not need to wear a mask. There is a bit of confusion.
You crying, boy? You crying, boy?
That was dope. I want to go back real quick. Was that Canadian actress in there?
Yes. So I had there was that gal that had the vax and had the droopy mouth, Bell's palsy or whatever. And then there was one chick on the stage where she fainted on stage.
Yep. I saw the comedian, right?
Yeah. Because it's, as he's saying, vaccines are safe, right? And that's kind of the humor in that.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, so it's good to go back and be like, oh shoot, I saw you put all these different ones in there, all these famous little clips. Man, it says a lot in a short period of time.
It does.
So those are some of your first ones.
Yeah, that was probably that was probably 6 months in. That was really my first video, kind of music video type of one that I did.
Mm-hmm. So you got different styles. You got the music videos. Oh wait, am I on the right? You got the music video style ones, and then you have the Trump and Son, which is the Trump and Son one more involved with editing?
It is, because I've got to use 2 or 3 different programs to get the mouse to match I've got to get the heads cut off of Trump or the other actors. And then, I've got to remove the old background, got to go in and, track all that, get all their heads in motion, get all the vocals in sync. And then I bring it back into my video editor and get everything kind of wrapped up.
Nice. So you've got to put a little bit of dumping it and editing and putting it back. So, I talk about this a lot in people will use this term like save our country, and obviously it means different things to different people.
Right.
Is that part of this labor of love to you? How would you say if I said, are you doing this to save our country?
I'm not going to lie to you and say that I can do it myself, because I can't. But it takes everybody to do it, and this is, I believe, my part in that. If I can turn just one person's view to a more conservative kind of outlook, I'll consider it a win.
Well, I think it's fair to say that you've at least, who knows? I haven't talked to someone who's kind of converted or changed their views, but with the amount of views that I've seen you get, it's safe to assume that you've at least exposed people to some alternative view that you might not see elsewhere. Tell us, how many views do some of these videos get in some of the different platforms you've posted? So,
and maybe we'll talk about a little bit later about meme etiquette. So total for that very first Trump and Son, I think is the Wino and a Rhino one is probably the most popular and kind of turned the most viral, because people were, for lack of a better term, ripping it off, just taking it. They weren't taking my watermark off most of the time, but sometimes when they save it, it gets so grainy that you can't even see it. But I know for a fact that one's it's up near 6 million views that I can track at least now, and I'm sure way more than that.
So he's got, just on this one here in the background we've already played, 6 million views, plus that's probably a conservative estimate.
100%, yeah.
Now, what is some of the meme etiquette? Because I reached out to you because I was like, man, I just wanted to. I honestly saw it, and I literally went through all the Trump and Sons that I could find when you posted it on Twitter. I was late to the game, and I literally did a react video like immediately. But then I forgot how or why I reached out to you talking about the interview. But I also wanted to know what's the etiquette because I want to have respect for what you've done. What's the meme etiquette for anybody who wants to spread this stuff?
So I think every memer feels differently, but most are concise. Kind of the same feelings as me. And my feeling is, we put a lot of work into this for really no money. Like there's nothing I'm getting nothing out of this except for the laughs, and just for me, it's a feel good feeling of putting a smile on somebody's face, right? And getting a point across. But in my opinion, the etiquette would be always try to credit the original creator. Never remove a watermark. Like that's just dirty, in my opinion. If you didn't make that, don't try to take credit for it. And like Twitter retweet, I love quote retweets because I'll say I try to put my stuff out earlier in the morning. I seem to get better traction that way. So if I put something up, what I like to do, instead of me just trying to keep retweeting my own tweet, I enjoy taking somebody else's reaction, if even it's just smiley faces as a quote tweet and then retweeting that, because that gets them some exposure too, and kind of makes me not look like I'm trying to pat myself on the back or trying to force my own stuff. I'm just trying to. But you have to keep that foot on the pedal, because if you don't, the meme will die,
Yeah, so is there a strategy? Because, I mean, I think part of the reason I relate to you so much and what you're doing is I don't do memes, but, I've actually tried to dabble in some very lame ones that didn't work, but that's how you get better, I think.
Right.
But it's, for me, that's what the channel's a labor of love as well. I'm not making any significant money off of it.
Right.
So your memes, part of it is marketing. What's in your head? Like if you did a Trump and Son right now, what's in your head for like the best exposure for it?
So for me, I have found for Trump and Son 100%. Monday morning, people know that if I'm going to put one out, it's usually on Monday morning. People wait for it. I get some backlash on the weeks that I take a week off. Like, to be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm going to make it this week if I have one for next Monday. I may just do a compilation of like all the Nancy ones or something, throw that together. Work's been a little crazy lately. But yeah, I try to shoot for a Monday morning. Morning's great on Twitter, probably Facebook at night, but I still put it on I put it on all platforms at the same time. I love that. So I got Facebook, Twitter, Rumble. I'm just trying to Facebook, Twitter, Rumble. I'm counting them out. Instagram, TikTok. Those 5 I can schedule tweets or posts. So I can do that Sunday night, schedule it for 8:30 in the morning Eastern time, and I don't have to do anything else. True Social, some of the other ones I have to go in and do it manually. So I get a lot of those already scheduled and it's ready to go. I don't have to do anything, which I really is a lifesaver for me.
Yeah. So you mentioned Truth Social. What do you think of the platform? How often do you use that one?
I thought it had some traction to start out with. When Elon took over Twitter, I think it lost like a lot of the wind came out of that sale. I'll hold my tongue for some other. I think there's some movements over there that have brought that platform down and made people question it a little bit. But definitely, I think Elon was the one that took the wind out of that sale. And I think it'll be a great platform for Trump for election stuff. He's got a lot of people over there for that and like-minded people. But I think it's almost an echo chamber right now. And I don't think that's a good thing.
That is my biggest thing with it is if I had an infinite amount of time in the world, I'd be on Truth Social more. but it's an echo chamber. And I like to be challenged.
Amen.
And if I'm just feeling like, I don't agree with everybody in the echo chamber, but the span of disagreement is not nearly as big, obviously.
Not enough.
Yeah. What about Getter? I actually like Getter. What do you think about Getter?
So I think I just within the last 2 months, maybe I got on there because some people on Facebook asked me to post my memes there. I don't get on that as much as I should probably. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a Twitter junkie. That's my go-to place. Like even TikTok, I'll post my stuff on there, and I've got a few great people that always do duets with my Trump and Son memes that, I try to push those. They tend to censor a little more of my stuff over there. So, I try not to, I go where Twitter has been good to me. I actually got my first strike on yesterday for the Ballad of Ashley Biden one because it used a Celine Dion song. So it was actually not a strike from Twitter. It was the record. Sony Entertainment came back and said that isn't it, that I didn't have rights to use that. But I think that it's fair use. It falls under the fair use platform, but you're not going to win that battle.
Yep, and that's what happens on YouTube as well. I played
Correct.
yours in one of my lives. They did the same thing, kind of copyright, can't do anything with it. But it's not, these terms of services from the social media companies, my understanding is they aren't going by fair use. They're going by what, how close to fair use they feel comfortable. Because
Correct.
they could go back to Sony. Twitter could go back to Sony and
100%.
say, nah, bro, that's fair use. Sue us. Obviously, they're not going to, and here we are.
Right. And all they have to do is hit a button. They say it's funny. The email I got from Twitter saying that tweet was basically shut down, listed 50 or 60 other links that was just, I can't believe I got an email from them with their whole list of people that were getting whacked on that email, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's a turnkey operation for them. They get the email, they shut those tweets down.
Yeah. So you're a Twitter crackhead like me, huh?
Right.
I'm on Twitter too much if you don't know. And then it's interesting, the Chinese owned TikTok. To me, it's very concerning that a company owned by the CCP basically is censoring American citizens first. What I consider, a lot of people argue it, but I consider it's free speech. Do you have thoughts on that, or is that bizarre?
That is a funny kind of slap in the face, if you ask me. It's here you are operating a company that is in the U.S. that we do have free speech. Granted, it's their platform; they can do whatever they want, I guess, and that's kind of. I see both sides of it. I really do. But again, at the end of the day, if you're not inciting violence, if you're not, none of my stuff, at least I don't think is violent, right? I try to.
No.
A friend of mine, Ramble Rants, calls me, how's he put it? Sophisticated, savage. I love that term, but. Again, I don't think that anything that I put out there should have been censored, but it gets it. It digs people the wrong way, and people's feelings get hurt. Oh well.
Yep, that's what's really getting hurt is people's feelings. And when you look at it, what is the equivalent to America? What control do we have in China that's the equivalent? That we have an app in China that we own, that we control what's on, what they see.
Absolutely nothing. In fact, some of the industries I've worked on, I've been to China for work, and they don't honor our patents. They don't honor a lot of things that we do over there. They'll build a General Motors plant to make a GM car, and then 2 blocks down the road, they're making a Chinese version that's a complete knockoff of that. but we still keep doing it. It's insane.
Yeah, we have to wake up, and that's not a partisan. That's just
Agreed.
how it's, and I don't think there should be any partisan divide on that. But yeah, TikTok has censored me. They got me like they gave me a warning, like you're on your last leg, bruh.
Right.
Basically, is the warning that they gave me. But whatever, we're gonna be playing a lot more clips. The power you're hearing the power of the memes. I was on your video channel. What is this one? Is this one worth playing? What do you think?
So
It's
yeah,
one of your
sure.
early
This
ones.
was my very first one that I took and did video editing to where I could get their mouths to sync with the person talking. So basically, was an interview between this transgender whatever and I believe it's MSNBC, yeah. And I took the movie from the movie Son of a Woman. So if you play it, you'll hear it.
Yep. So this is Rachel Levine. I believe the title is Assistant Secretary of Health. Let's hear one of the early ones from if you're just joining, we've got C3P meme in the building. Here we go.
How much do you see yourself in some ways, Admiral Levine, as a role model for trans kids, given that you are such a high-ranking official in the government?
This is such a crock of shit. When the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. You're building a rat ship here. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. What a sham. What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today? If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. I've been around, you know. Cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. And it has fallen here. It has fallen. Makers of men. Creators of leaders, be careful what kind of leaders you're producing here. Believe me.
Fire. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
If I
tell
was
us-
the man I was 5 years ago, right?
That was fire. And I want to add, just in case, because with the channel, I don't want this channel to be an echo chamber. So we do have a lot of people that are, I would say maybe 60-40 or maybe even 70-30 now. It's getting more and more right, but compared to right or populist left. So maybe 20 to 40% populist left that might be offended by something like this. I'll add my piece and then let you comment if you'd like. Is I've got love for everybody, but the problem that I have is when somebody like Rachel Levine goes up in front of the country and they don't talk about the nuance of discussions of something like gender affirming care to say, hey, if that's the route you want to go down, we support you, here it is, but we understand it's not for everyone. They don't even say a balanced message like that. And to me, that shows, I would call it evil intent, and I will rebuke it, and nobody is above reproach. I will challenge you, anybody. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, it's definitely malice, in my opinion. It is jammed down people's throats, and I'll tell you right now, I don't want to see heterosexuals making out on the street. I don't want to see it. There's just a decency thing there in what they're trying to jam down our kids' throats, for lack of a better term, is wrong. And that's what I'm trying to frame with that meme there.
Yeah, well said. I just kind of like it because you had a different outro back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
How did you come up with the C3P meme from Star Wars?
So I really did a lot of research, because I didn't want to steal a name from somebody else. I didn't want to, I wanted to be original. I wanted to be different. But I also wanted to have something that was kind of, when you looked at it, you knew what it was, right? You didn't have to guess. My original thoughts were to be Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. I was going to be Saul Meme Man. somebody already had that from like 2014 or something. So they weren't really active, but I didn't want to steal that, like, and kind of revive that. So I started thinking, man, I'm a huge Star Wars junkie. C-3PO is kind of underrated. He's kind of, I was always an R2 fan, but loved C-3PO too. So, as I'm just working around the house one day, I'm thinking, all right, that would be good. All right, how would I frame that? And it's C-3P meme just kind of popped in my mind. So then first thing I went to Gmail to see if there was an actual C-3P meme Gmail. That worked. So then I started searching Twitter for any meme makers that use C-3PO, and that none did. So the kind of history, this icon you're looking here with C-3PO with the American flag and the hat on it was made like the first week I started doing this stuff.
Wow, good, well thought out. That you're right, and it's got to be something easy to search, and you got the perfect one. It's simple. I had trouble because I didn't know anything about branding. I was just talking to my wife. Where am I at? I'm stuck in the middle, and I just did that. But that caused problem. As you can see, I didn't think through it like you did. Obviously, that can cause problems. Very hard to search, all that kind of stuff. But really good. You mentioned Rumble Rants. You do collabs. You even mentioned to me that Rebel Rants was kind of an inspiration. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. So it's RAMBLERANTS. Ramble Rants. Yeah, he was a great inspiration. Just like I said, his hatred for Anthony Fauci kind of springboarded me, because I looked at this stuff. I'm like, I can do this too. Like, his stuff was great, and it's still legendary in my mind. But and I always looked up to him. And that, we worked on a meme together very early on. I was kind of starstruck, if you can. I'm sure you can imagine, but, and now we're good friends, So, we talk just about every day, and is a great dude. He actually did, for the one that Trump played on stage at the rallies, he did the "Let's Get Ready to Bumble" voiceover. So I use him for a lot of voiceovers. I think my voice sucks, to be honest. So that's a great one. You got to show the Jumping the Shark one for all the Fonzie fans out there.
So let's go to do a little shout out to Ramble Rants. I do follow Ramble Rants on Twitter. I saw this. So this is, man, they just got the vibe of what's going on so perfectly. I've talked about Ye a lot, but if you know, back in the day, they kept on bringing Jumping the Shark. It got tired. So the phrase "Jumping the Shark" means that something is played out. And here's Ramble Rants. It's Ramble Rants, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, Ramble Rants here.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. There he goes. A lot of things.
And then the runaway beat, that's the start.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So the meme is just like, here's the vibe of where we're at with you, Ye. We're not arguing about what he said or did. The vibe is, we just kind of tired, man. It's a lot. You jump in the shark right now.
Yep. What else can you do, right?
Yep. And you could tell yesterday a lot of people were burned out. Like, bro, the interview was enough. This one, I don't know what YouTube's going to do with this one, but YouTube's going to have to handle it. I saw this. Did you see this one?
Yes, it was great.
It's Obama walking Biden.
I just had to let you know you're
if you're just watching, if you're just listening, and in fact, I'm not going to even describe it, because it's just it's that on point, but you just have to see it to believe it.
For sure.
Yep. So we're talking about, if you're just joining us, we're talking about memes. I didn't really understand that the meme culture is so in depth. It's so important. We've got Christmas coming up. You said you had one. You had one that you liked that you're going to re-release.
Yeah, we're going to probably re-release it. So if you go back to the YouTube channel, it's near the bottom. I think I put it out. We had it out last December.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me get that. So we're going to do this. Is going to be a Christmas themed Trump one.
So it should be like a Charlie Brown looking. Yep, a Trump Christmas.
A Trump Christmas right here. So let's play this one.
Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
Sure, Sleepy Joe. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Sleepy Joe. The true meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, it just runs the credits now, but
Man, I just love it. So you got so many different vibes. That's a more like a Christmas vibe. I love it, man. I love it. So the voiceover, that was a good
that was
Trump.
Sean Farash. He does a great Trump.
Wow,
he helps
that
us
was
memers out phenomenally. He does such a great job.
You've got, it's just, I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing, man. When you see people working together on these memes, that's crazy.
And
So
we
let's-
all, what's great is we all kind of set our egos at the door, right? Forget about who's the biggest account. We just work together to put out the best content that we can for our fans.
Yeah, I had no idea that y'all collabed, and I love it. It's almost like your favorite hip hop artist or whatever, like doing
Right.
a song together. Throw a shout out real quick. What are some of the memesters out there that you like? I think you mentioned Carpe Dunktum and others.
Yep. So Mad Liberals is another one. Great. He's a legend in my book. Soul Memes legend. Phantom Shadow. He's top notch. He's kicked off Twitter right now, so we're trying to get him back. MAGA Devil Dog. Machiavelli memes. Great. He helped us on that Trump and Son, but he's a phenomenal still memer. Lauren Eve, good memer, does great quality video editing. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can't even name them all. It's just there's production quality of some of these memes and videos that are being put out are Hollywood quality, in my opinion.
Man, and the reason why I really like your memes, and there's others that have the vibe too, it almost feels like a home cooked meal. These corporate politicians, they try to do these lame memes at time. There's
Right.
a saying, the left can't meme.
Yep.
Like you can't fake that. Why do you think it is that the left, whoever you label as the left, I
Right.
think it's true. They're terrible at it. Why are they so bad?
I think they're so afraid of offending anyone that they lose all sense of humor. That's really it in a nutshell to me.
Yeah, how can you be funny if you're walking on eggshells?
Right. And that's what I think is so great about Red Fox. He didn't care. Like I said before, he was an equal opportunity hater. He hated everybody. It didn't matter. He even called his son dummy. I mean, it's great.
Yep, everybody got a laugh. So if you have any questions before I wrap up here, I want to ask you, C3P meme, where does it go? Like, what is your plan? What do you think? Like, where do you see memeing is like the 2024 general election? Is that the next big thing, or is there other big things What do you think about the future?
We're going to definitely keep our foot on the pedal. I think there, at least in my local Senate race for 2022 here, we just had, I mean that a lot. I think it made a difference. Don't know, you'll never know. I would really love to see political ads take the meme turn. I saw some of that this year. People remember humor. People remember, like, you look at even the Super Bowl commercials, right? You don't remember the stuffy ones. You might remember the tugging at your heartstring ones, but the funny ones are what they're talking about at the water cooler the next day, right? So I think, excuse me, I think that is really the future. That's where I'm pushing. My personal future long term, I would love to be able to get to the point where I'm making a living off of this. And, I don't know if that's forming a super PAC that does political ads. I don't, again, I don't know where that leads. But I think that there is a way to take this to the next level. I don't think I'm quite there yet. But I'll get there eventually. And if it doesn't happen, so be it. I'm happy. Like, I can die today and know that I made the difference that I've made, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I feel that. Are there any PACs that do memes? I know I actually took some branding from American Firebrand PAC. Are there any brands that PACs that these are political action committees that basically run politics?
Right.
Any of them do memes?
I've seen a couple kind of dabbling in that. They aren't some of the bigger ones. I've seen some dabbling in it. I think they know that I think Trump knows that memes are the future, really, for advertising. He knows. That's why he always retweeted them.
Yep.
Because he knew the power of a meme. You can, like you said earlier, you can have a half-hour show and talk till you're blue in the face, or put a 30-minute, well-put-together meme that's concise, to the point, may even hurt your feelings, but it's still good. You'll remember it.
Yeah, and if you don't know, this is the one. C3P meme is the one that did the "Let's Get Ready to Bumble" in conjunction with Ramble Rants that got played at multiple. I think it was 2, right? Trump rallies.
Oh, it was 7 or 8. I actually got instant message from Dan Scavino about that after he played. I thanked him, and he messaged me back and said, "Hey, Trump wants to make some edits." So I went ahead and made these edits for him, and it actually got played at the Ohio, the very last one. So those are up to the edited ones. He had some suggestions. We made it happen, and he played that one too. So
wait, we got breaking news here. Did you say Don Dada got word through somebody else to you that he wanted some edits on the meme?
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask what those edits were?
Sure. He wanted the bike falling over scene.
We got breaking news,
which is flipping hilarious. And then the other one he wanted was the 2 words, where he says, "I got 2 words, made in America." So he wanted that one, and off the top of my head, I can't remember. There was like 3 or 4, but I made it happen, and thank God they were able to get it turned around in time to get it at the very last one he did was in Ohio, and he was able to play that there. And it's just, to me, it's epic.
Bruh, I can't imagine if I told my wife, "Hey, Trump got word that he wanted a couple edits on my meme." That's crazy.
So the very first one he played it at, I wasn't even, I usually watch his rallies, even though I know mostly, it's a lot of repeating because it's for different crowds, but I still watch them and I love them, right? That night I had my granddaughter and I wasn't watching it. I was stuck watching some kids shows, right? But after she went to bed, my phone's blowing up. And next thing you know, like, they're showing me clips of my meme, of our meme, Ramble Rants, and I meme playing at the rally. And like, I did not sleep that night. And that's the next morning I sent Dan Scavino a message on Instagram because he followed me there, and he came back and he said, "Yeah, I showed 45 this video we were going to play tonight at the rally on the plane ride in, and he laughed his ass off and thanked me for making it." So like I can die happy now, right?
For sure, man. I'm still trying to get over the 45 said, "You know what? Can you add that one where he fell on his bike?"
It's great. Yep. Yeah, he's got a great sense of humor.
Yep. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that Trump. I mean, we're still a little bit of ways out from 2024, but we're getting there's some punches, for virtual punches being thrown, so there might have to be some ducking and diving and throwing back. The election season is much longer than it used to be.
It is.
C3P meme will be a part of this 2024. I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do next. Whether it's another trumpet son or whatever else, who knows, like, where you're going to, what show or whatever you're going to see next and what could blow up. It's exciting just waiting to find that out.
No, it's great. Yeah. So I definitely have one in the cooker for a Christmas Sanford and Son that I've already got the characters, the scene picked out. That one I've been holding on to actually for a few months. And if anybody likes my the one I did of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Total Eclipse of the Trump, that was about 4 months into me memeing, I did that one, maybe 5. And I'm going back to, they always say don't redo your memes. I'm redoing that one for a Christmas release, maybe, maybe the Sunday or Monday before Christmas there. Not 100% sure. I'm almost done with it, but I'm actually getting where their lips actually sync. And that I think will just kind of be, and adding a couple more characters that I always wanted to add, but I ran out of time.
Yeah, so you're getting it. And do you try to get it a little sloppy on purpose, or how close? Yeah.
Yeah, I try to do, it's hard to get it exact. It's like, and believe me, we're light years. I think my memes are probably I'm trying to be cutting edge, right? It's hard to get their lips to sync exactly. But man, I think I do a pretty good job of it. But I keep trying to learn new techniques to make it look better and better. I mean, you look back at that first Rhino and a Wino, Sanford and Son, you look at that last one, I think they're really light years difference in quality, but it's a learning experience. That's what I love about it.
Well, that's awesome. I have the link to his YouTube channel in the chat. One of the biggest ways you can support, just sub up, share it. Do you have any type of monetary donation type thing going?
So I do have on my website, c3pmeme.com, I have a donate tab there that's got a couple of different options. Again, it's not necessary, always welcome, but not necessary. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications. That helps, you find out when I put something new out. I'm trying to get a little bit more into that. Like I put a poll up the other day. I'm trying to get into a little more of that community tab, try to engage my followers.
Yeah. And listen to how humble he is. I think I think I fall into the same. It can be a strength and a weakness if that's an accurate self-assessment. Because I look around and I see all kinds of people grifting and asking for money. We're talking about millionaires,
right?
Asking for money, running for office. They want donation. Warnock, or it's Walker, or it's
right,
or it's Loeffler, Elizabeth Loeffler, one of the richest people out here. Nancy Pelosi, and listen to how humble C3P memes isn't getting much money. He's like, donate if you have to. Go to his website and give the bruh $5 or something. My goodness. We're
not
in
necessary, but
yeah. See, there he is.
Sorry.
It's not your words. It's not. I'm saying it. Go support if you've got the. Obviously, it's not necessary, but just support, man. We are in a serious. I don't want to put the weight of everything on every video, but Man, we're fighting for the First Amendment.
It's a war.
Our vision. Yeah, this is an information. Do you agree with, and I got this from listening to Tim Pool and others, and Bannon, this is a 5th generational informational civil war, and you've got to find a way to support a side. Do you agree with that assessment?
100%. And really, it's a psyop. I mean, for lack of a better term, it really is. It's a war, and I look at it that way, and I believe it. I mean, it's right there in front of you. If you don't, they're telling you what they're doing, and it really is a slap into the face of the Constitution, in my opinion.
Yep, and the technology is a tool right now. That's why you might be surprised, but I am pro-transhumanism, and I just define that as the advancement of technology. The concern, the concern is obviously when you've got one person, whether it's Elon or whoever else, just making arbitrary decisions. That's a problem. And the government interacting with business to control and squash speech. We had the email about, do you know who the memer was that Fauci said that they got to remove from Instagram? Did you see that?
I did see that, but I haven't dug into it that deeply. If I do, I'll shoot you a message and let you know if I find out.
Yeah, Greg Price on Twitter had exposed that, and others. Someone from the administration emailed to, I believe it was Meta, and said, there's this dude doing these Fauci memes. We want him banned.
It's crazy.
That is unconstitutional, everybody. And so I'm bringing that up to say, we got to rally. We got to rally this. It's not a joke. And the technology isn't the problem. The technology is helping us. That's how we're connecting right now. We just have to get the message out there. We got to use it.
Yep.
So let's do this. Let's end with, thanks everybody for stopping by. And let's, I'm going to end with, try to do the, which one do I want to end on? Do you want to end on let's get ready to bumble?
Ooh, it's either that or the total eclipse of the Trump. You pick.
Let's do total eclipse of the Trump. I don't know if I've seen that a long time ago, I think. That's one of your earlier
I can't remember
ones, right?
where it is in that list.
Right here. It's the
there
early
it is.
one. Yep. So let me get that one going. So we're going to be out. We're going to play this, and then we're going to be out.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely when you're never coming round. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired. Listen to the sound of my tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes. Turn around, bite eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.